So today I'm Jivayukta here with Shiv Pratish, Kanishka and Madhusurya. So today's podcast topic is the challenges of balancing Atmanirbhar Bharat with globalization. So it's a new kind of word and terminology for me. So let's discuss. So based on my notes, Atmanirbhar is introduced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2020. So it was emphasized as making India a self-reliant by boosting domestic manufacturing and reducing the import dependencies and kind of innovation. So the key pillars towards this is economy, infrastructure building, system, and demographic and demand. Self-reliant India isn't about closing doors to the world, but opening new doors for the domestic industries. So, coming to the second thing, that is globalization. We learned about it. Normally, globalization refers to the interconnectedness of the economic growth or trade towards technology or cultural exchange. So, India stands fifth largest economy and a major player in sectors like IT hubs, which was in lead of Hyderabad and Bangalore terminologies, and textiles industries also. So exports and FDIs, that is foreign direct investments, are critical for India's growth. So while this Atmanirbhar Bharat focuses on self-reliances, it cannot ignore the benefit of global trade and the investment. So it is an ambitious vision. It is aimed to reduce the India's dependency on the import and to boost the domestic production. This is my kind of introduction today. What's your view, guys?
So exactly, Jiva. India is deeply integrated into global supply chains, especially in sectors like IT, paramedicals, and textiles. A complete focus on self-reliance could disrupt these industries. For instance, many components for our electronic devices come from countries like China. Building local capacities will take time and significant investment.
Yeah, Madhu, and let's not forget globalization has brought numerous benefits to India. It has opened up a new markets for our exports and brought in foreign investments and provided access to the advanced technologies. And it completely shifting towards Atmanirbhar without leveraging these global connections could slow down our economic growth.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. But when it comes to over reliance on import, it makes it vulnerable also. So thing is, when even COVID-19 pandemic exposed some risk of disturbed supply chain. So thing is, how over reliance on import makes that vulnerable is quite an important thing. For example, for even essential equipments and products also, we struggle for it on a later basis also. So I think that Atmari Bharat is about striking the right balance so that it will be strengthening the domestic industry without closing off the global partnership also. How important this over reliance is has created some of the factors that have over influenced some of the sectors to thrive into a critical stage. So we struggle with some products that are in need for us, but we needs to in need to uncertain epidemic and pandemic, we tend to uh, uh, tend, tend to not have kind of factors due to some of the uncertain situation. That strengthening this domestic industry, Bharat is striking out into a right balance from my point of view. So what's your point of view, Jiva?
Yeah, but that's a fine line between promoting the self-reliances and encouraging a kind of protectism. And if we impose this kind of heavy traffics or restrict such kind of imports, it might hurt the consumers. Like by increasing the price and reducing the choice, they will be having a hurt kind of view with the customers. And at the same time, it could discourage the foreign companies from investing in India too. As you mentioned, like the strike, the balance. So I would like to give an example with the strike of balance. So it's a kind of success story and a struggle which the particular thing made. For example, we can take the UPI and digital payments. Okay, so this is a kind of success stories. Like India developed its own system, but collaborated globally. Global leading to partnership with countries like Singapore for cross-border payments. And India is a global leader in generic, but also collaborates with foreign companies for their R&Ds. This is a successive point of view. On the struggle point of view in strike of balance, the ban of Chinese apps like TikTok created an opportunity for India alternatives, but impacted sectors depending on the Chinese components. Before that kind of situation with India, Indian people mostly use China. Indian people mostly use Chinese products. So after such concerns, a kind of opportunity has been made done from Chinese components. So that's what I needed to given on the point from Shiva's word, that is strike for the balance. And then yeah, that's a valid point from you, Shiva. But however, the government has launched such kind of initiatives like PLI, that is production linked incentives. This is a scheme which is to boost the manufacturing sectors, and this will create a kind of key sectors like automobile industries, electronics and electrics, and pharmaceuticals, this kind of industry. So these policies is aimed to make the Indian products globally competitive with the diversified geographical locations and regions. So rather than just focusing on export or on import substitution, this will be a kind of view towards globalization and competitiveness.
Yes, you I accept your point. But global competitiveness also depends on the quality of infrastructure and the ease of doing business. Many foreign investors still face bureaucratic hurdles in India. If we want to attract global investment while promoting Atmanirbhar Bharat, we need to address these structural challenges first.
And also another challenge is labor and skill development. To truly be self-reliant, we need a workforce that can meet the demands of advanced manufacturing and technology-driven industries. The current education and skill development systems need to be aligned with these goals. And another point is that why this matters, and job and skill development is by promoting domestic industries. Atmanirbhar Bharat creates opportunities for Indian workers to upskill and thrive in advanced sectors like AI, EVs and biotechnology. What's your point, Shivapratish?
Yeah, that's a wonderful point, Kanishka. And we have to consider some Indian SMEs, which is small and medium enterprise, into account also, because they are the backbone of our economy. But they struggle to compete with the global giant. As we see, small and medium enterprises, will have an they tend to have some goals when it comes to development and their faster growth. But when it comes to global giant, they are far more advanced when it comes to development and more and more getting into a global market. It's just an international business, right? But for us, it's a domestic market. So gaining some policies under this Bharat should focus on empowering the small and medium enterprises, so that even smaller and medium enterprises, they tend to have more and more access to finance, technology, and export opportunities, as we are creating opportunity for our own country's development and their advancement in the global market. So we will be having an advantage of growing our economy with the help of our India's medium enterprises and companies that are into it. So my point of view is more and more getting on to small and medium enterprises, giving them an opportunity by this scheme will be empowering them to a faster pace also. So it's my opinion. So what's your opinion, Madhu,
Yes,
about
we
this?
are also sustainability plays a crucial role because it should be a part of the conversation. While boosting domestic production, we need to adopt eco-friendly practices. In global markets are increasingly prioritizing sustainability, and if we ignore this, our products might struggle to compete internationally. This is my opinion. What's your opinion, Jivan?
Yeah, we all discussed about the challenges of balancing both. I would like to summarize this challenges topic on four kind of topics. That is dependency on the imports, and one thing as Kanishka mentioned on the technological gaps, and one more is economic integration and this trade agreement. Trade agreement is nothing but we all know a kind of balancing a common policies with the kind of commitments towards the World Trade Organization. Such kind of trade practices like CEPs. And coming on to the economic integration, global supply chain is also a deeply integrated thing. For example, as I mentioned before, as an example, the automobile industries can rely on components from multiple countries and disruptions in one country. That will create a kind of economic integration between multiple of countries. And coming on to technological gap, domestic industries can often may lack with the advanced tech compared to the global competitors. So that must be a kind of gap. For example, we can take a semiconductor manufacturing. So India still heavily rely on input for high-end chips. So that might be a kind of challenges. And to the dependency on the import, as I mentioned, this chip they were mentioned on. We have India has imported over 80 percentage of its crude oils, and they made some efforts to reduce this kind of dependencies to from long-term zones. But immediate needs should be required based on the trade only. So we have such kind of challenges in this thing, and we also find a kind of solutions and like a kind of policy advancements and skill development, sustainability growth, and a kind of innovative hubs like promoting startups can also lead this into a future need. And the geopolitical angle is also a worth mentioning. So India is self-reliance, and that push to comes at a time when global power dynamics are shifting. So, as I mentioned, this trade tensions, is especially with China, have made this Atmanirbhar Bharat even more relevant. But at the same time, we cannot make effort to the alliance of our trade partners. That's on my view.
Yes, Jiva, that's where a trade agreement become crucial. India has opted out for agreements like the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, that is RCEP, setting concerns about local industries. While this protects some sectors, it also limits our access to global market. Finding a middle ground is essential.
And also, global integration isn't just about trade, it's also innovation. And collaborating with international firms and researchers can help Indian industries to grow faster. And a self reliant India shouldn't mean cutting ourselves off from global knowledge and innovation networks.
Yeah, that's a valid one, Kanishka. And coming to what something is important is public perception. So, as we say, what are the things which are necessary for its growth? We have to see public perception also as it plays a major role in it. So we can create an awareness by campaigns like vocal for local, and they need to be backed for quality improvements in Indian products also. So consumer won't choose local goods just for patriotism. They see value for money for it. So moreover, we can see when it comes to Indian product, we tend to see that it just for money, and just for local products, it's just for nothing more value for it. But when it comes to creating such an awareness that we are creating value for the money for the local product also, that it's worthwhile investing, so that we can create a people awareness about it, so that their perception towards local product will be very much changed also. So when it comes to improving it, we tend to have more and more points for local products, so that we see local products and domestic market into growth phase also. So it's my point of view. So what's your point of view, Madhu, towards it?
So yeah, that's a great point, Shiva. When coming to self-reliance, it doesn't mean rejecting foreign goods. It's about creating a balance where Indian products can stand shoulder to shoulder with the global brands in terms of quality and innovation.
Yeah, so the real challenge is to create a kind of framework where this kind of Atmanirbhar Bharat complement our globalization. So policy should also focuses on strengthening such kind of domestic industries, focusing on the rurals, while staying open towards the global trade and such kind of investments and competitions.
So yeah, I agree. India can't afford to isolate itself in today's interconnected world. Instead, we should aim to become a hub for global manufacturing and innovation.
Yeah, Madhu, and we also need to be a strategic. Self-reliance should focus on critical sectors like defense, healthcare, and technology, where dependence on imports can be risky. For other areas, collaboration with global players is key. What's your point, Shiva?
It's a wonderful point when it comes to ultimately this Bharat, what we Atmanirbhar Bharat should be about resilience, so that we will be building a strong domestic capabilities while staying adaptable and open to global opportunities also. Moreover, this Bharat is about creating an ecosystem that thrives on both local strength and global connections also. So, what's your opinion, Madhu, about this?
So exactly, while while balancing Atmanirbhar Bharat, I think with the right policies, investment, and the mindset, India can emerge as a self-reliant yet globally integrated economic powerhouse. So yeah, guys, this is about today's podcast, and thank you for joining with us. We will see you in tomorrow podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.